like online, because it's that's really what it is. It's the photographs and stuff that come through the feed.
Right.
And I was like, what? Like, because she had like.
Yeah,
50 Cent is reportedly releasing some outrageous, uncensored footage that Terrence Howard had forwarded him regarding Diddy's so-called exclusive gatherings. Terrence is now officially speaking up, dropping serious truth revelations on Diddy, and trust me, the gossip he's dishing is absolutely blistering. For years now, Terrence has kept it real about how he was essentially shunned from the entertainment scene after standing his ground and declining to take part in the shady schemes and manipulative systems that some of Hollywood's top power figures operate behind closed doors. And now, with all this fresh scandal surfacing about Diddy, folks are finally beginning to see a clearer image of who these influential individuals really are beneath the polished exterior. But here's the twist. Diddy's not the only one being pulled into the chaos, because Terrence had a few sharp things to say about Diddy's rumored romantic companion, Young Miami. He's making some serious allegations suggesting that Young Miami was allegedly fully engaged in those wild freak-off events, but the real shocker is what he supposedly caught her doing on tape, and trusts way messier than anyone would have ever foreseen or expected.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth.
This entire scenario is about to erupt in a major way, there's no doubt about it. The gossip that Terrence is revealing on Diddy is downright outrageous, and what's even more insane is that he laid it all out completely unsolicited. Like nobody even had a clue that Terrence had this level of scandal quietly stored away about Diddy. Just a few days ago, he appeared on a podcast for an interview, and it was evident he had a whole lot weighing heavy on his spirit about everything involving Diddy. From the way it sounded, his story honestly doesn't seem all that different from what other individuals in the industry have been murmuring behind the curtains for years. All those strange accusations, the questionable conduct, the so-called invitations to highly awkward and downright chaotic scenarios. According to Terrence, Diddy contacted him under the pretense of needing help with his acting ability, which is wild when you think about it, because sure, Diddy occasionally dabbles in acting, but he's not exactly out here dominating Hollywood and in desperate need of private mentoring sessions. Anyway, Terrence, believing it was a professional chance, arrived ready to work, but once he got there, Diddy's vibe reportedly changed into something entirely different, like he had some hidden agenda in mind. Terrence wasn't with it, though. He made it completely clear that he doesn't engage in those kinds of activities and had no intention of sticking around to entertain the nonsense. He shut it all the way down, no hesitation. Allegedly, Terrence made it clear he wasn't going to remain silent anymore, and he stressed that he wasn't the only person Diddy approached. He went on to claim that Diddy allegedly solicited every single man who attended those notorious gatherings, even going as far as to say that those men lost their manhood at Diddy's wild events. At this point, it's looking extremely sketchy, no exaggeration. But what's even more surprising is that this isn't Terrence's first time uncovering Hollywood's darker underside. He's been suggesting for a while now that he was effectively edged out of the industry because he declined to conform to their twisted norms. Long before all this, Terrence had already spoken some real truth about why he decided to step away from acting, and no, it wasn't because he got tired or couldn't land roles anymore. He plainly stated that Hollywood attempted to strip him of his masculinity. Insane, right? Once he took a stand and said he wasn't going along with it, the rumors and character slander began. People began labeling him as erratic, calling him problematic, and entirely flipping the narrative against him.
I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
It's the same worn-out tactic they use against women in the industry, the moment you speak out or refuse to follow their disgusting guidelines, boom, they make you out to be the villain. So, when Terrence publicly announced his exit from acting back in December of 2022, people were genuinely shocked. The timing didn't align. He was still securing major roles, his fan following was loyal and expanding, and there was no major public controversy occurring that would explain such an abrupt departure. But according to Terrence, there was a whole lot more happening behind the curtain. He claimed that the industry was attempting to push him into extremely shady, deeply awkward situations, the kind he believed were crafted to wear down his self-worth and pride as a man. And when he stood firm and said no, Hollywood hit back hard. This right here is what he refers to as the dark underside of the entertainment business. One thing Terrence has consistently emphasized, loud and clear, is the pressure he felt to wear dresses in specific scenes, and he stood strong in his refusal. According to him, those scenes had absolutely nothing to do with the plot and felt like deliberate attempts to mock him or weaken his masculinity. Sounds like a trap, doesn't it? And let's not act like this is some brand new issue. Over the years, countless black male actors have spoken out about being urged by producers to wear dresses in skits or films where it made zero logical sense. Cat Williams even broke it all down during his appearance on Club Shay Shay. He kept it real, talking about how this whole emasculation plan runs way deeper in Hollywood than most people know. According to Cat, this pressure to act feminine or wear a dress often comes with some enticing deal on the surface, the kind that looks amazing on paper but ends up costing you your dignity. Cat even said he declined huge checks more than once just to protect his pride and self-respect. Just to protect my integrity, he said, and you could feel the honesty in every word. When that Cat Williams interview hit the public, Terrence wasted no time backing him up and jumping in strong with his own passionate view.
To protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I just say them so freely.
Can I need to know? You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Because early on you was accusing me of being...
Y'all recall those old rumors that were floating around claiming that Terrence was removed from projects because he had a poor attitude or was too hard to work with? Well, according to Terrence, that's exactly how they attempted to justify letting him go. He said, "My father taught me never take the spine out your back or the depth out your voice. I ain't raised no sheep, I raised men. Stay a man." Real talk. Terrence said that being a real man is treated like a curse these days. Because society just isn't structured for men to thrive anymore. He spoke about how everything now is shifting in an androgynous direction, you get me? He made it obvious that a lot of the most prominent men today are out here acting in overly feminine ways. But Terrence didn't stop there, he kept dropping hard facts. In another conversation, he doubled down, saying, "There's a secret agenda to feminize black men because powerful black men are seen as a direct threat." He didn't hold back whatsoever. He said, "The black man has been villainized with this new formula. Most men are being molded to behave feminine and robbed of their power and sense of self. They let white men be powerful. But when it's a black man, suddenly it's seen as threatening." He made it totally clear he wasn't about to give up any part of himself just to fit into someone else's weak storyline. He said, Hollywood needs to expand their stories and let men be men, while still honoring the essence of women. Now that's a powerful statement. Considering everything Terrence has revealed lately, including these recent shots at Diddy, fans have started connecting the clues. And honestly, it's all beginning to make a whole lot more clarity. But wait, it gets even wilder. Word on the block is that Terrence may still be holding on to even more explosive content, the kind of stuff that would make what he's already uncovered look like child's play. Word is, according to insiders, there's even more controversy bubbling under the surface, and guess what? 50 Cent's right in the middle of this storm too. After Terrence's interview began gaining major momentum, 50 tried to keep it chill at first. He said, "No comment, I'm keeping it light. God be with us all." Sources say Terrence supposedly grabbed some outrageous footage at one of Diddy's notorious events, and this video allegedly features young Miami in some very suspicious situations. But honestly, nobody's shocked anymore. Whispers have been swirling that young Miami might be far more involved in this than she wants people to realize. She reportedly wasn't just an observer at these events. Word is, she was allegedly participating. And trust, there's proof to support it. For example, when Diddy's other fling, Gina Huen, uploaded a selfie with him, young Miami allegedly lost it and pressured Diddy to push Gina into one of those wild gatherings. Miami went at Gina viciously online saying, "Tina, you been down bad since I stepped on the scene. Hope your tears helped you wish for a baby for 15 years. She lashed out saying, "You always been there when he needed something, you're a leftover." Then she added, "You're that same chick crying to Tasha K for a baby. Sad sushi." And she kept going, "You wanted a child, girl? I got a whole career, you're just certified freak material." Miami even mocked her saying, "Diddy stopped texting you after the awards. You out here losing pregnancies and clout. Heal, honey. If I told him to make you go down on me, you'd be crawling. You're an eater, girl. A munch. Not even the fun kind." The breakdown was downright wild, and it doesn't end there. Darker claims keep emerging about Diddy's inner group. Court documents from another one of Diddy's flings, labeled only as Jane Doe, allege she was forced into consuming unknown substances at Diddy's place. Papers show that back in July 2022, Jane Doe was brought to Diddy's LA mansion. While inside his bathroom, she was reportedly convinced to take something unidentified. Later, Jane Doe learned it might have been ketamine or something similar, which caused her to black out the entire night. She specifically stated she never agreed to take anything like that. She claims after being drugged, she'd wake up bruised and confused, with zero memory of what happened. According to her, Combs would make her perform for him, flood her with liquor and pills until she passed out. Jane Doe said she'd wake up with bruises and injuries. Not recalling a single thing about how she got hurt, this continued straight through July 2024. But things turned even darker. Jane Doe eventually found out she was pregnant with Diddy's baby. That's when everything got violent. As per the lawsuit, when she told Diddy about the pregnancy, all hell broke loose. Coria Brownlee, one of Diddy's associates, allegedly harassed her constantly, pressuring her heavily to end the pregnancy. Jane Doe then suffered a miscarriage from all that stress, and after that, she totally cut contact with Diddy's crew for 3 full months. This situation is heartbreaking on every level. And yes, Coria Brownlee is none other than young Miami, one half of the City Girls duo. And when you think back to how Miami flipped out in 2022 after Diddy had a child with another woman, it makes the idea of her attacking Jane Doe pretty believable. But wait, that's still not the end. Enter Lil Rod's lawsuit, which dropped even heavier accusations involving young Miami. She wasn't just standing by, she was allegedly wrapped up in the entire plan. Lil Rod said she even involved her relatives in it. One event, Diddy allegedly got drunk and offered cocaine to a guy named Mr. Jones. When Jones refused and went to the restroom, things escalated. Young Miami's cousin allegedly burst into the bathroom, groped him, and dropped down trying to perform on him. Mr. Jones pushed her off and tried to bounce, but she followed him, stripping and trying to ride him out in the hallway. Meanwhile, Diddy and his team reportedly just stood there watching like it was nothing. Straight up chaos. It didn't stop there either. On Thanksgiving night 2022 in Miami, Diddy supposedly told Mr. Jones and another man, Forrest Taylor, to come with him into the studio restroom. He asked them for a $100 bill to snort coke. Jones didn't have it, but later that night, Diddy still ended up doing lines with young Miami instead. If that's not enough, Miami was also accused of helping Diddy transport substances wherever required. Court records say during practice for Pharrell's Something in the Water Fest in Virginia, Mr. Jones saw Diddy snorting lines in the dressing room. When he ran low, Christina Korm allegedly called up young Miami, and she supposedly sent more product straight from Florida. And yes, it gets even more twisted. Lil Rod said Young Miami was what he called a sorker, someone paid by Diddy on the regular to keep things running. Records show monthly wire payments from Robin Greenhill going to Young Miami, Jade, and Daphne Joy, hinting at what appears to be a continuing, deep-rooted criminal operation. By now, multiple sources have linked Young Miami right back to Diddy's madness, and her name popping up this often? Not a good look. Especially with 50 Cent reportedly holding footage of her caught in 4K doing who knows what. And listen, if there's one guy you don't want having dirt on you, it's 50. Petty? For sure. Ruthless? Absolutely. And if he decides to go public, it's curtains. Considering that 50 and Diddy have been feuding for over 20 years now, this situation is sitting on a ticking time bomb. As it stands, things are unraveling fast for Young Miami. And it's looking like Terrence Howard might have been speaking truth the whole time. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe for more jaw-dropping reports, and drop a comment telling me what you think about this whole disaster.